Okay, so you just said a word that I picked up on, which is onboarding. And a
Hmm.
lot of folks are going through this great resignation and then this great rehire through just people are moving around different organizations
Hmm.
or moving out for one reason or another. And, we haven't ever, I don't think it was a common word in corporate America, which is onboarding training and making sure that
Hmm.
you have given them all the right tools. And I think in the past it was considered you give them a password, you give them their badge to get in and out of the building, you give them a cell phone and a laptop, and you check off the box and you're done. Like, you should know how to do the job. But it sounds like with you and the service that you're delivering, there might be a little bit more to it. Do you mind talking about that?
I would love to. And actually, like really quickly, so I started with the company 16 years ago. And I was a temp to hire. I was an entry level employee. And I'll tell you, first impressions stick with a person. And my first impression of my company was really bumpy because there wasn't any onboarding. I was sent off to kind of forage for my own headset. Finding a desk felt like a game of musical chairs. And I didn't get the warm fuzzies. I actually didn't really even know what the company did. I just knew that I was in this place and I had to have a headset. And I had to clock in and clock out. So what kind of loyalty or affinity do I have to that work? Not much. In fact, I told the staffing agency to find me something else. The lucky thing was I had a chance to make a second impression, which was getting to know some folks, getting to learn a lot more about the culture and how I could play a part in that. And I think that's always stuck with me as a really important piece of this. Think about when you invite somebody into your home for dinner. You don't necessarily just like point to the refrigerator and point to the restroom and say, here's where we're going to eat. You might show them around. You might show them your yard. You might talk to them about some personal details. And I think about the same thing when you onboard a person to your company. The goal is that they're going to stay, that they're going to love it, and that they're going to become part of who you become next as an organization. And so with that, we invest some time. We do everything virtually. We're a remote first company these days. And it's amazing because 10 or 15 years ago, I don't think that we would be talking about meeting people and training people and onboarding them through video and virtually. But I think it actually feels very connected. We've got folks who are in a video call with each other, a small class for 2 weeks. They've got a trainer and they meet a lot of different people from all different departments in the company during that. So there's technical things to learn, but there's a lot of culture and mission that we want to infuse. And we also want them to know some people when they get done with the training, because I think that's key. And especially in a remote environment, we are missing out on those spontaneous moments where you might be grabbing more coffee, walking out to your car at the end of the shift, riding the elevator together. And so we engineer them. And we build a pathway for them to know people and stay connected with them after they're done with training and starting their regular day-to-day job. So that onboarding, it's a really fragile time because I think most of us have an internal monologue and we're asking ourselves questions like, can I really do this? Do I want to actually do this? Are these my people? Do I like this job? And on and on. And so curating that experience to help them get that impression is just, there's a business case for it when it comes to retention and success. And I also think it's the right thing to do.